back to Lloyd and JD, the best fucking podcast in the world. I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
Today we have a guest. What's your name?
I'm Spencer.
What do you do?
I'm a comedian.
He's a comedian. Better be fucking funny, man. Because I am funny as shit. So you wanted to come on the show? We haven't had a guest in...
We haven't had a guest in a while. Initially, we had talked, I think it was prior to Christmas.
Yeah.
You had an album coming out of your comedy album. So I assume that's already launched.
Oh, yeah. No, that's been out for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was like...
It better be funny.
Oh, yeah. No. It was hilarious, though, because I hadn't done... Like, it was my first time releasing an album, so I hadn't done any of, like, the booking of interviews until, like, a week before. And then I was like, oh, shit, I have to promote this.
Yeah.
And so it was just, like... there was, like, a mad rush of, like, anybody with a podcast, any, like, radio shows. And, like you guys are the only, like, people other than Humble and Fred that gave me an interview for it. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Yeah, and we took our time.
And you took your time. You were like, I'm going to string this along.
We had a break.
Yeah, we had a break, a little bit of a break. So
Yeah, it's because it became easier to do the podcast with just me and him.
Yeah.
And kind of get back to our roots because we were getting so many guests on, we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, so we kind of slowed the trickle down. We had a couple.
Trickle.
Yeah,
like an old man going piss.
Yeah.
Bursts.
Yeah. So how did the album do?
It's been doing really good. The first, like, 2 weeks were amazing, and I was like looking at the sales trends, and I was like, oh my god, I've sold like 1,000. This is crazy.
I got a boner.
Yeah, and I'm like this is gonna keep
money.
going like this. I'm gonna make so much money. And then, like, after the first, like, month, it just, like, dies down because then everyone's like, oh yeah, I've heard it, and you're just like, eh. But it's weird because right around Valentine's Day I had another huge bump in sales, and I was like, nothing says I love you like jokes about fucking hookers. Like,
yeah, exactly. So there's lots of jokes about fucking hookers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they real stories?
I mean,
turned into jokes.
I like to say that my art is a representation of me, but not 100% a representation. Like, there's definitely, like, parts of the joke that are true. Yeah. And then there's other parts that I...
So they were escorts, not hookers.
They were escorts, exactly.
The fancier ones.
They're the ones that you have to look up on Backpage, you know.
It reminds me of that scene from Grandma's Boy when they come in to kick him out of his first house, and the guy's there, and I spent all the money on these escorts, and it's like, escorts? Don't you mean hookers? And it's like, no, they're lovely, they're escorts. And they're like, they massage your cock for money? I think that's a hooker.
You love that fucking movie, don't you?
I do love that movie. It is the worst movie in the world, but
I don't think I've seen it yet.
I don't even understand how you appreciate that movie because you don't smoke pot.
I like stoner movies. Stoners make me laugh. I don't know what it is.
Well, then you need to hop on the pot ride. Because you'd love it.
Do you smoke or?
No, I don't smoke at all.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Right? That's never has.
Yeah,
but next year it will be legal. You should probably dabble.
Yeah, I would say like dabble.
I think
play on words.
Yeah, I think people should leave comments if they want JD to smoke marijuana on camera when it's legal.
Yeah.
Has to be legal.
Yeah. Or just, you know,
but it would be hilarious. For science.
Well, you have a lot of videos like that. I mean, there are a lot of podcasts that are based on pot.
Yeah. I'll do it with you for science.
Like there's Get High with Doug. Or Get Doug with High is the name of the podcast, where he basically gets celebrities on, and at 4:20 they light up, and then the podcast
we could do that
slowly dives into craziness.
We could do that here.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I like how you're just volunteering his house to be like the smoking den too.
I don't care.
I know you don't. But, you know, there's shows like that. They also have, you know, BuzzFeed's done it numerous times. They'll get a bunch of, you know, like priests, and they'll get them to smoke up, and they'll get a bunch of people, you know, in their 40s. Did you see
that thing on Facebook with the nuns?
The nuns smoking up?
Yeah, and they collect the weed. It's their job, and they say it's, you know, it's medicine.
There you go.
And they
I mean, if you can't have sex, you might as well get high. Like,
yeah. But maybe they're doing that too. I don't know. They're just breaking all the rules.
There you go.
She's a naughty nun.
Yeah, she's a very naughty nun. Yeah. So what's the album called?
Winning by Default.
Okay.
And it's kind of it's ironic because the whole reason that I recorded it was because I got fired from my day job last summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it was terrible.
What was your day job?
I was a delivery man for Barbecues Galore.
Oh, okay.
Which is the absolute, it's as bad as it sounds.
Not that bad. I do snow removal in the winter. That's pretty fucking shit.
That's true, but like with snow removal, do you have to deal with customers that have like multi-million-dollar homes and they bitch when you drop like a screw on their
but
patio?
I do that in the summer.
That makes sense.
I have to landscape their houses, and that's not funny.
That would be terrible.
No, yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. No, they're like they're terrible people to like.
They are. They really are.
Yeah, customers are just horrible people people. Like anybody in a retail job will agree. Just customers are the fucking worst.
They are.
Your job would be so much easier without
customers.
110%.
You just they're so useless.
They are 110%.
But yeah, so I got fired from that job, and I was like, I don't want to get another.
I wonder
job
why he got
that
fired, saying customers are fucking useless. I think he had the wrong attitude.
You know what? I was a stellar employee up until I quit showing up for work, and that was kind of when they were like,
until we bought the shotgun in, and then they're like, okay, this is to stop. This guy really doesn't like customers. It's funny. So how long is the CD?
It's 25 minutes long exactly. So
okay, did you what's the word when you is it produce?
Yeah.
When you're in the you do it, did you do it yourself?
Yeah, I put all the money towards it myself, and then I booked out Vern's for the day before my 21st birthday.
Okay.
And so I booked out Vern's, had all the audio equipment supplied by GTFO Radio, and they supplied someone to run the audio stuff, and then my buddy Ryan Drescher did all the filming side of it.
Okay.
And so then I just cut them in with like the door, like they got all the money off the door, because I was like, it's like, $300 that you've made off of everybody's like $5 cover, and I hopefully will make more off the album, so I don't want to cut these guys short. And then so I recorded it over 2 shows, and then I ended up only using the first show just because it was flawless. Like it was really weird. I was nervous up until the point where I got on stage. Like
I would have thrown up.
Oh man, I was like, it was terrifying because there was like 90 people there, but they were all people that I either respected as comedians or were really good friends, and I'm like, fuck, this is not the type of people that I want to bomb in front of.
Right, you want complete strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
That you're never gonna see again.
Yeah, and so my friend Dale Ward was emceeing the event, and at the very start of it, he was like, all right, so we got Spencer's recording his album tonight, make some noise. And they were pretty loud, and then he's like, all right, I didn't know he was golfing, come on, make some noise. And that was something that just set me off. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna start crying. It was just it was like, oh, this is really happening now, and that was insane to just kind of go through, because
we got some balls to get up on stage.
Yeah. Well, everybody says that, but I used to rodeo, so to me, talking in front of strangers, the worst thing that happens is I don't get a laugh. Whereas if I fall off a bull,
I would rather fall off a fucking bull.
See,
I'd rather take a bull's hoof to the face than be on a stage and just hear crickets.
I actually got my face stepped on by a bull.
Really?
That's why my teeth are all fucked on the top.
Okay, I just looked like that before I got braces, so I figured maybe that was just.
I was.
It's nice to know I used to look like I got my face stepped on by a bull.
There you go.
Oh fuck yeah, no, it was crazy though. I was 15, and I fell off underneath, and he stepped right square in the middle of my helmet, broke off the face cage, went right into my mouth.
Oh man!
And I didn't notice it at first.
Literally put his foot in your mouth.
Literally put his foot in my mouth, and an inch lower, and he would have stepped on my throat.
Oh, so man, you almost died.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm glad that he stepped where he did. But it was funny.
Do you remember the pain?
Oh yeah, no, it was excruciating. That is something I will never forget.
I thought he was gonna say I passed out or something, but he's absolutely fucked.
Oh yeah, no, I was fucked. I was totally
ripped
conscious.
me apart.
The worst part about it was I didn't feel anything at first. I just thought I got my helmet stepped on because that's happened before. I was like,
that's how pain works.
That's how pain works.
You realize what happened, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, because I got up and my helmet kind of just fell off.
Your
my head.
chin fell off.
Well, no, my helmet kind of just fell off.
Yeah.
And my buddy's
that's not supposed to happen.
My buddy Lyndon Woods, he's a bareback rider. He's sitting on the fence, and he's looking at me, and he goes, "Oh!" And as soon as I was like, "What?" And just teeth and blood flew out of my mouth, and I'm like, "Oh God, I need an ambulance!"
He's like, "What? Teeth coming out? What's wrong?
I don't know.
That's brutal. Oh my God.
Off the mouth.
Brutal, dude. Did you ever do it again?
Yeah, actually.
What's wrong with you,
dude? The funniest thing is that was in August, and in September I was I didn't have a bull riding helmet, so I was sitting. Well, no, I was sitting second in the bareback bronc riding, in Canada. So I was like, okay, if I go to all these fall rodeos, I should be able to get to first place in the standings. And so 3 weeks after getting my head stepped on, I went to a rodeo, snuck out of the house. My parents had no idea I was doing this. Went to this rodeo, and Horse comes into the shoot.
Anarchy, right?
And I'm like, man, this horse looks tiny. And I go to put my rigging on, and he just starts freaking out in the shit.
Oh,
and I'm
great.
like, oh, this is going to be fun. And so tighten it up. I get on, and it was like, rode him to the whistle, but he was like just fucking crazy. I was like not able to ride well. And then all of a sudden I ended up with my leg over top of my arm that is stuck in my rigging. So I'm like, I'm backwards like this, hung up to the horse, and he just starts running around the arena.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh fuck, my mom's gonna kill me. Like that's the only thing I'm thinking of is like, man, mom's gonna be pissed.
Not I'm gonna get stepped on again. Not that my arm's gonna get torn off. It's like mom's gonna be pissed.
Mom's gonna be real pissed.
Oh my God, that's crazy, man. It's like getting bitten by a shark and then getting back into a shark pool.
Yeah, no, that is silly. Absolutely retarded.
You still do it?
No, I quit when I started doing stuntman work because I was like,
oh God,
something safer.
At least with that I was insured, so I was like, I will take the risk for stunt work because I'm guaranteed the check, and I'm like, whether or not
whatever,
I do
right?
it.
If I end up like a blob,
I'm like,
I'll take the check.
I'll
Just
take
slide it right in my pocket.
At least in stunt work, it's like, here's your teeth, here's your check.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you wheel me to the bank, please?
I can afford the insurance with that. Like,
so what kind of stunt work do you do? This is getting interesting. How do you do stunt work? Is there stunt work in Calgary?
Yeah, that was actually why I moved to Calgary.
Really?
Yeah, it was for stunt work.
What?
Yeah.
There's lots of movie stuff going on, right?
So what kind of stunts do you have to do?
Well, my first thing when I got
stunt double, like naked butt in the shower.
I would do that. I totally would do that. Because I actually I have a funny picture I should show you guys from like this weekend.
What's it of? Is it of your butt?
It is actually, but it's a tasteful nude.
Nice.
I'm standing.
JD will appreciate that.
Standing naked in on top of a mountain with snowshoes, holding an axe with a hat with my name on it.
Why?
Just fuck it. Instagram.
That's how you get likes.
I just gotta show some ass, you know. Sun's out, buns out.
What mountain was it?
Mount Rumble. It's
Rundle.
Rundle. Yeah.
Been there. It's a good mountain.
Yeah, good times. Although I've never been up there naked with just snowshoes.
Try it out, man. It's one in a lifetime.
It's on the bucket list.
It was probably the best.
That's on your Instagram.
Yeah, it's going to be today because
I
just got back yesterday and
special release.
Yeah, it's gonna be the cover of my next album probably. Like
celebrating 150 years of Canada.
Ew.
My hairy ass with my tramp stamp just showing.
You have a tramp stamp too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, you were gonna show me.
I mean,
look at him. He's like anticipating.
every time that I bring it up, people are like, "I gotta see it." So I've expected the point of
it's
like,
because you've called it a tramp stamp.
Oh yeah.
See, my boss has one because he went to Thailand or whatever, and he went to saw a monk or something, and they give you a tattoo that you have to get. Like they do like this religious thing. I don't know how it works, but they tell you where the tattoo is going to be on your body and what it's going to be of.
Yeah.
So because it's like a spiritual thing.
Right.
So he ended up with a tramp stamp of like, I forget what it is, a butterfly or something stupid. Like,
butterfly, even better.
Yeah, it's like it's bad. Yeah. So
was there some tribal on the outside or what?
There's some hot
just
tribal
how
action.
much more 90s could that get?
Oh, like, it's pretty bad. So I think the monk was really into the trends back in the.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the other camera.
Cameraman says camera just dropped as he resumes Facebook. Fuck, he's good, isn't he? Yeah. Fuck. Well, I hope your album does more sales after the YouTube show, but I'm gonna guess that it's not going to because no one watches our YouTube.
I feel like that's gonna change because I'm on it now. So like, you know,
this guy's sure of himself. I fucking hope so.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? Like as a comedian and an actor,
tag me in your naked butt picture.
I mean, I have a hat with my name on it. I have to be like the
look at that hair too,
shit.
loving it.
Yeah.
TV Spencer. What does that say?
Streichert, my last name.
Streichert. I could never pronounce that.
No, it's super German.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you German?
Yeah.
Why do you keep looking at the clock?
Oh, I'm just.
You shut me down.
No.
Yeah,
no,
like you just shut me down. Look, they can't see because camera guy says that camera went down. Resuming Facebook.
They can see because I've got the secondary.
Look at that. We have so many cameras here. We're always like JD's got us caught.
Because I had a thought that the camera was gonna drop.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you know?
I just got that feeling.
You had a dream last night and it just told you it was going to happen.
Dude, technical issues are a piece of shit.
Yeah. And we've had nothing but them for the last few weeks.
Like,
so.
absolutely piece of shit. We still got to do that cover-up episode that we lost.
Yeah, that is true.
Dub.
But back to your album. Like,
yeah.
Comedy albums they're pretty much always live, are they not? Like you don't go into a recording studio like a band and record. You can't do that. You've got to do it in front. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be tough in that sense, knowing that, you know, you can't really cut and paste.
No, that part makes it really tough, especially for editing, because I was gonna edit between the two shows, whichever jokes worked.
But all the booze and shit. Right?
Yeah. but they were like, I think the biggest problem with it was the technical aspect, just because if you're in a recording studio, you only have to worry about one mic, but we had to worry about 3 with the audience mics, and so then it was like leveling those out. And then we also had to worry about the camera mics, because I realized after that the audience mic was better picked up from the camera. So I was just like, I'll take the camera's audio and my audio and put it together on the one show. So it's one recording. It's just off of 2 separate channels. Yeah. So, but that was probably the most difficult part about it.
Yeah, and getting up on stage.
Yeah.
In the first place.
Makes me wonder how many comedians go out to do that, and then, you know, first show it's like no, second show no, third show, like how many they tape before they
and like even when they do tours, they'll take the best one on the tour. Usually, right?
Well, usually what happens like with like from what I've heard from like Jim Norton and Jim Jeffries and like those types of comics, they usually like the last date of their tour is when they do their recording, just because then they've got those jokes polished down to like
but what if you get a bad crowd?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing that's like super terrifying about it. Like you have to market.
What if you have that one guy in that night and he's just like, you suck, you know?
Well, that's when you got to deal with a heckler the right way, right? And I guess that's what would make the DVD.
Yeah, I mean, if you can obviously deal with that and it goes well, but you know, sometimes I'm sure it's happened.
I think I would be better if I just got heckled the whole time, because then I would just have to defend myself.
See, I noticed like when I started, I was good at handling hecklers because I would just move on and just ignore them, and that's kind of what you have to do, because they think that they're, you know, when they get attention, that's what they're searching for. You could verbally rape them. You could, but here's the thing: I fucked up like a couple of weeks ago.
Why did you just? Some mean ass shit.
I did some mean shit, because this guy kept yelling out useless shit as I was on stage, and I'm like, dude, can you fucking not? And he just kept going. So finally I was like, well, what do you do for a living, man? And he wouldn't say. I was like, well, I mean, you kind of look like the type of guy that would get fired from the oil patch, because he was wearing like a flannel shirt and like Carhartt fucking pants, and he just like instantly, just the look on his face dropped, and the crowd just turned on me. They're like, oh, you didn't just make fun of the massive job loss in this province. I'm like, yeah, because I
shouldn't be a comedian in Calgary then. I would piss some people off. My show would consist of tables being thrown.
but isn't that part of handling heckler? You just put them in your place, you know. Like a guy's, you know, getting rambunctious and stuff like that. You look him square in the eyes. It's like you're seeking attention. You say, just because your daddy doesn't touch you anymore doesn't mean he doesn't love you, man. Like, so
and I think it's up to the crowd to almost back those comedians up in a sense, because whether they're bad comedians, good comedians, or you're not, you know, that's just your personal preference. But to heckle someone, you're ruining someone's performance.
Well, and I think, you know, you're asking for it at that point.
Exactly. You know, so I feel like there should be some sort of audience that backs you up in that.
And that's the problem, right? Like the audience most of the time, like, because a lot of people just assume that heckling is okay. That's also part of the problem. A lot of people are like, oh, I thought I was adding to the show, when you talk to them after, and you're like,
faggot. Yeah, I was adding to the show, dude.
Yeah, like
people love hearing that shit.
Like, I'm sorry that my jokes weren't good enough without you saying you're an asshole every 5 minutes, but like,
it's fucking brutal, man.
But we should wrap things up. So Spencer, best place for guys to find your album to buy is where?
Probably iTunes or Google Play. If they want to check out a couple of tracks, it's on Spotify, but please buy it, because Spotify pays like shit.
Oh yeah.
I got a check for
a tenth of a cent for a play.
I got 67 cents for over 1,000 plays.
That's not even fries from McDonald's.
Yeah,
that's all shit. Yeah. What's the point in offering money? It's useless.
And to follow you, obviously you've got Instagram.
Yep, Instagram at Spencer Streichert. That's SpencerStreichert.
Lost me at S something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put like one of those words of the thing where the ball bounces at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, he will put the link below, because that's way fucking easier than what just happened.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna play pause. But if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button. I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
And this motherfucker is...
I'm Spencer Streichert.
Watch his comedy show, boys and girls.
Peace. See ya.